about, what, 3 years or so now? It's going to be 4. I understand with this new album, you did a whole session and recorded a whole album worth of stuff and then scrapped it all.
Yeah.
Tell me about that, what happened?
Wasn't up to it.
No, wasn't it?
Producer talked the big game. Full fell at the first bit.
Drop the ball. Yeah, it just wasn't, you know, we had that gut feeling it just wasn't good enough. You know, and there's no point putting on an album that you kind of, you're not totally feeling. Because you got to play it and talk about it. So, you know, it's like, what's the point? You know, you need to be like 100% behind it. And yeah, we didn't even listen to it much. Yeah, it was usually when we do an album, we're like listening to it back and go, oh, it's just working.
I'm kind of feeling the rough demos. I went home from LA back to London and then he sent me the rough mixes and I don't know what he did in between, but
yeah, it's just
polished and edited to within an inch of his life.
It was John Feldman, wasn't
it?
Yeah. Was it all kind of? Is it all new material then compared to that session, or was it? Did you take things from that, or?
Yeah, there were a couple of things that were taken from it, but basically things that we had already.
Nothing to do with
nothing that was written in those sessions. It was just stuff that we had, like Next Stop, Atrocity, you know, Atrocity. That was already there, like End of the World. That was written before. You know, it was just redoing them and recording them how they were meant to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they actually had a life.
Yeah.
Cool. I mean, I understand you sort of self-produced it all yourself, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah. How was that? Is that the first time you've done something like that, or?
We're still kind of done all our demos whenever we've done stuff when we started off. But yeah, it's the first time we've done an album like that. But it was amazing.
And technically, the second record was done the same way. I mean, Eric was more the sounds guy, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He really like produced the song. It was the first time we like officially took full control.
Yeah. Well, the first record.
Yeah.
Free for all.
Yeah.
You hinted in sort of interviews and things before that you're going for a darker sound, a bit more gritty era. I think at some point you said you were kind of going back to the sort of a bit of the Start Something era, kind of that kind of sound. What can you tell me about that? I mean,
yeah, it's more just not just sound, but just overall tone and lyrical content. It's just, yeah, it's the yin to the yang, the Sith to the Jedi.
Why did you settle on calling it The Betrayed?
Just because we've been through so much. It was weird because we had the name like a while ago. We thought, oh, that sounds cool for an album. And then ironically, we kind of went through a lot of, you know, bullshit and crap. And it just kind of seemed to fit more and more.
Seemed very appropriate.
Yeah. Summed it up nicely.
Sounds good to him, so
It's not the end of the world now, baby. So come on, dry those tears. It's not the end of the world now, darling. But I can see it from here.
Which songs would you say you're sort of happiest on the album with how they've turned out and why?
all of them.
Yeah, it's as cliche and trite as that is.
Yeah, it is right.
It's wicked.
We've always been one of those bands where like we don't want to do like 4 singles and then everything else is filler. 'Cause there's so many bands like that. Ever since the first record, every song is as important as the next. You know?
Yeah.
It's not like we'll have the album and our favourite songs will be the singles. Like we just talk about our favourite tracks and.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's meant to be listened. It's an album. It's a whole. You know, it's an album as a whole. It's not meant to be kind of like downloaded on iTunes one song at a time, or you know, just on BitTorrent one song at a time. You know, it's just like get it all. You know, it's like the first one in the respect of, you know, it's got interludes that link all, you know, the link the songs and everything like goes into each other and stuff like that.
Put a lot of thought and effort into like every single bit. I mean, how many albums we bought where the singles wicked and then the rest of it's just crap.
Yeah. It's a whole piece of work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what kind of
pretentious.
makes longevity in a band really. One of the main things is if you've got an album, it's not just about having like 3 or 4 tunes that are singles, and then as long as you got it from start to finish, that's good. That's what.
Yeah, it's great. To me, albums have to be like, you know, I don't want to be all skipping tracks or whatever. It's nice to like buy an album and be able to listen to it start to finish, and everything kind of like follow a path. You know, it takes you on like a kind of journey. You know.
Definitely.
Like a Jilted Generation.
Yeah.
By the Prodigy.
Yeah.
Tell me about the sort of like the lyrical content of it. I mean, is there any songs that are sort of most personal to you? I mean, what kind of has influenced the lyrics this time around?
I guess the same thing. You know, just like a lot of personal crap went through, a lot of stuff with my family, just dealing with like the bullshit and bureaucracy of like the NHS, and when you're trying to like my mother was sick and stuff like that. I just, like I said, just the constant theme of just being fucked over and being betrayed, and I mean not in a kind of moaning like oh woe is me sense, because we're lucky as fuck to be doing what we're doing, but yeah, fuck me, fuck you.
My soldiers march tonight in the city of your dreams.